Indy, Monaco, Le Mans. There are many great races in the world, but for amateur drivers, one race stands above all others. For the past 50 years, the Sports Car Club of America Runoffs has been the pinnacle of amateur motorsports. A single, winner-take-all event that can take a lifetime to win and only split seconds to lose. This is where champions are crowned, where professional careers are launched. This is where greatness is born.
And we welcome you back live to Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Coverage of the 50th SCCA Runoffs FA Formula Atlantic. About to head out onto the racetrack. Dorsey Schrader, great to be back with you. We're going to have some fun. Atlantic cars, you've raced them. American sedans, you've raced cars very much like those. Let's check in with John Bisignano.
Well, this is what you call a real race car, guys. If you look at the front, it has all the full adjustable wings, even the little cascade wings that you see in some of the more sophisticated classes. Of course, fully adjusted suspension, carbon fiber down here on the bottom, all aerodynamically encased. Here, all the shock absorbers are under here underneath the cowling. Of course, the driver is in between the two radiators, all the aerodynamics forcing air into the radiator, trying to keep it cool, both oil and water. Congrats, go out there and get them, have a good one. All the underside of the car is for aerodynamics, big tires on the back, and of course the fully adjustable rear wing. Be able to change the gear ratios with each car so they can choose the best ratio to be in the particular corner that they like. That will change from driver to driver. These cars put on a great show and a great sound. Enjoy.
We certainly plan to. Dorsey, this is a class that's been near and dear to a lot of race fans' hearts for a long time.
You know, it's morphed into something a little different than what it used to be. There used to be 1,600 cc double overhead cam cars, whereas actually before that it was Formula B and there were twin cam Lotuses. But now you've got a variety. You've got different engines from Mazda in there. You've got Toyota engines in there, different displacement and different weights depending on what engine that you're running. But make no mistake about it, these are the hardest cornering cars. These in the sports racers are real race cars, real downforce, big tires at the back, sexy car.
Yeah, no question about that. You're going to see cars, if you follow professional racing, you're going to see cars that participated in the Atlantic Championship not that very long ago. And for a long time, that was the final rung on the ladder before you got to kart champ car.
These are equivalent to Formula 2 cars in Europe, you know, just one step down from Formula 1. Full ground effect car, you know, really a lot of aero. Over the years, like I say, they've kind of changed it around a little bit, but the potential here is huge.
So we're looking forward to this, and then we'll follow it up with American Sedan. Looking forward to that show as well, and we're glad to have you with us back here at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. If you're with us this morning, rain was the story of the first couple of events today. Track is dry now. The skies aren't exactly clear, but looks like we ought to be able to get this one in under dry conditions. Everybody out there, of course, on slicks. 21 cars scheduled to take the green in just a moment. Sadat Yelkin is on the pole from Canfield, Ohio, in the Everclear. Now, this is a Swift Toyota. You've got a couple of generations of chassis here. You've got the Swift 014, the Swift 016, which came along in the mid-2000s, about 6 or 7 years ago now, so the cars look a little bit different. Yelkin in a Swift Toyota, alongside in the 40 from Germantown, Tennessee, the Polestar entry for Keith Grant. That's a Swift 14 at a Toyota. Second row, Michael Moutland from Liberty Lake, Wisconsin, making Liberty Lake, Washington, in the Swan Racing Mazda Speed entry. This is a Swift 016 with the Mazda 3-liter motor. And alongside, Jason Byers from Livonia, Michigan, the 28 car. That's the Swan Racing Hoosier Swift Toyota. Third row on the inside, Jean-Luc Liverato from Alpharetta, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. That's Carter Brate, the Hoosier Tires Swift Toyota, the Swift 14. And alongside, starting sixth in the 22, Tyler Hunter from Denver in the Swan Racing Swift Toyota. That's a Swift 14 model. Fourth row, Ethan Ringel from Windermere, Florida, car number 7, the One Formula Racing Swift 016 Mazda. And alongside, Jeff Kowalik in the 17 from Cape Coral, Florida, the North Central Mazda machine. That's a Swift 016 with Mazda power. Fifth row, Matt Miller in the 82, Orland Park, Illinois, the Koinomatic Swift Mazda. And alongside, starting 10th, John Burke from Rumson, New Jersey, the 55, the Company Motorsports Swift 14A Toyota. Back to the sixth row, Jacek Mucha from Laval, Quebec in Canada. That's the 0 car. The Phoenix Innotech Mazda, that's a Swift 016 Mazda-powered car. And in 12th starting spot, the 34 for Gaston Kirby from Corpus Christi, Texas, the GK Motorsports Swift 016 Mazda. Back to the 7th row. Fabio Castellani from Streamwood, Illinois, the 97, a Hoosier ABPRO Pro 1 Swift Toyota, the Swift 14 model. Bruce Crockett starts 15th from Red Lion, Pennsylvania, the Concert Illusions entry. That's a Swift 14 Toyota. 18th to make it 16th starter is Bruce Hamilton in the 36 from Moncton, Maryland, the Cahill Motorsports Swift 14 Toyota. And going 16th, Bruce Hamilton. Now, we mentioned him a moment ago. Richard Zober starts 16th in the 66. He's from Croydon, Pennsylvania, the Zober Industries Swift 16 Mazda. Next row, Robert Corliss in the 07, Monterey, California, the Talbot Motorsports Swift 14. J.R. Smart in the 09 from Fitchburg, Wisconsin, the Smart Motors Swift 14 Toyota. Snake Livernash.
How about that?
Best name of the weekend so far. He'll start 20th of the 13. That's the Loinings Engine Swift 008. Now, we haven't seen one of those cars in a long time.
The oldest car in the field, oldest chassis.
Charlie Duncan starts last, the Circle D Racing Swift 16 Mazda, and we are underway for 14 laps. Formula Atlantic at the 50th SCCA Runoffs, heading down into turn 1. 3-car draft, single file.
Yelkin got the jump, and Keith Grant tucked right behind him. That's smart. Take that second position and leave it solid.
Yelkin out front in that blue and black Everclear machine.
There's 4 past national champions in this field of 21 drivers. Not all from Formula Atlantic, mind you, but 4 national champions, so these guys know how to get the win.
And this, as we mentioned, Dorsey, you talked about this a moment ago as we were getting ready to start. These are serious, very fast race cars.
Absolutely. I mean, corner speeds on these cars are as high as anything here. They're not as light as the sports racers are, but they've got a bigger tire pattern footprint, and they definitely can go through corners. These are fun to drive.
Very close to a 2-minute lap around Road America, which is hauling the mail at this 4-mile racetrack. Everybody single file up the hill to the Corvette Bridge. Yelkin is still the leader. Second spot belongs to the 40 car, Keith Grant. The 2 front row starters are nose to tail.
Yeah, Grant, longtime competitor now. He's a past national champion. He's one of the guys I was talking about. Although his championship was in GT4 some year back in 03, as a matter of fact.
Little gap developing between second and third right now. Michael Malinen from Liberty Lake, Washington, the Swan Racing Swift 16A with a Mazda power plant as they hit the carousel.
Yeah, this is a class that for a while was almost in existence. I mean, it was going extinct from the standpoint that they had lost their sponsorship. You know, for a long time it was a Ford class, and it turned into a Mazda class, and then it turned into a Toyota class. And these are expensive cars. Let's just put it that way. This is not a cheap, low-budget operation here.
No. And when the Atlantic Championship, the professional series, folded a couple of years ago after Champ Car and IndyCar merged, these cars kind of didn't have a home for a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of it, they became too expensive not to have a pro championship for, and so a lot of them are sitting in garages or hanging on walls in living rooms or whatever. Truly a piece of art, that's for sure.
Up the hill to put 1 lap on the board. Yelkin is still your leader. Grant in second spot.
Got a move going on here. Popped out of the draft a little early, I'd say.
For third, that should be Michael Malinen trying to get by Keith Byers.
You can stay tucked up on this straightaway to the last minute and really get a big advantage. He really popped out a little early and lost that advantage of clean air.
Top 2 remain the same. Good battle for fourth. There's your third place runner, Byers. Malinen and Jean-Luc Liverato now engaged in quite a fight for fourth spot.
Yelkin and Grant trying to sneak away from this pack. They broke that draft. They're getting enough away now that the third place car of Jason Byers is not really getting much advantage off those front 2. Oh, no, here's another pop for third place again.
Liverato, yeah, Liverato trying to get around Malinen, and that's the fight for fourth as they hit turn 8.
These have awesome brakes. I mean, these cars are capable of braking much, much deeper into the corner than most things that we see. They don't have as much weight with them for sure, but I mean, their potential is unbelievable for braking power and cornering power.
Liverato there in car number 8, your 5th place runner. Interesting to me, Dorsey, the technology, the Swift 14 Toyotas at the front of the field, the Swift 16 Mazda powered cars. It's a little bit bigger and heavier race car, but faster in the pro categories a few years ago.
And that's what's changed. I mean, these different engines, some different displacements too. They all used to be 1600. Now you can run a bigger engine than that, but they carry more weight. So what it comes down to is it's going to be different at different tracks. One car off. Yeah, 17 car. That's Jeff Kowalik.
Kowalik running in 7th. Looks like he may have a mechanical issue. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the race car.
Yeah,
so
I
Jeff
agree.
Kowalik, your 7th place runner, off into the grass. Looks like his day is done as we work on lap number 2.
They stress these engines and gearboxes pretty hard in these cars. With that big rear tire, you don't get a lot of wheel slip, and with that, it really puts a lot of shock load to the axle and into the transaxle or the gearbox itself. You get driveline failures sometimes, and these engines are twisting up there above 10,000 too. So that's another thing.
Jason Byers in third, trying to get close to the top two. Still Yelkin out in front of the 75, the 40 of Grant in second spot. Michael Mallinen up to third now. Byers is fourth and Liverato fifth. Ethan Rangel is sixth. Tyler Hunter, Matt Miller, John Burke, and Jeff Kowalik was listed in the top 10, but Kowalik off into the grass, so Gaston Kirby moves into 10th spot as we complete lap number 2.
In the Pro Series, they turned this class into a spec racing class, more or less. Everybody ran Swifts, and in the Pro Series, you only ran one thing. And I think they did that wrong. Now we got the 10 off. I said, that's Gaston Kirby, as a matter of fact, off with what looks to be a mechanical as well.
Yeah.
I think they went wrong when we went to the spec. This class originally was flat-bottom cars, and there were many manufacturers, Ralt and March and the likes.
For the lead, battle here, third-place car now. Jean-Luc Liverato starting to get up into the fight here just a little bit.
Yeah, he's a past champion as well. So these three, all of them capable drivers and in good equipment. Now, there's no bad equipment. Even the,
you have to have a pro-level team to compete in this class.
You need an engineer.
This is not a couple of guys, around the gas pump at the corner garage.
Merle Swan preps a lot of these cars. He's no longer driving himself, but Merle does a really good chassis setup on these. He's won many, many national championships. You need to be an engineer. You need to understand these cars and what makes them work and what makes them, it's such a fine line to get it right.
Got to give a call to the third-place car, the 71. Michael Mallinen doing a terrific job. Mallinen putting a lot of heat on the 2 leaders now.
I was talking to Merle the other day, and he just, right before he packed up the truck to bring his 3 cars down here, got a notification from his garage owner that he is getting booted.
Whoops.
A trucking company's bought him out, so now Swan Racing is looking for a new home. Anybody know anything?
Yeah. If you've got good garage space available, you might have a championship race team that you could be the landlord to. Zidane Yelkin is still your leader. He's led from the start from pole out of Canfield, Ohio. In the Everclear, Swift 14 Toyota ran a quick lap to earn the pole of 201.836 seconds around here. Yelkin starting to open things up just a little bit, about an 8-car length advantage as they flash under the starter stand here at Road America. Mallinen, Byers, and Liverato still the top 5. Ringel, Hunter, and Matt Miller the top 8. John Burke continues to run 9th. And there's a gap back to 10th position. Gaston Kirby still has that spot, but he is losing some ground to the top 9. Top 3 were bunched up a few moments ago as we put 3 of 14 laps on the board here at Road America.
It's so hard to get any kind of advantage when everybody's running the same equipment.
Yeah.
It's like I said, they almost turned it into a spec class where everybody weighs the same, they have the same chassis, have the same engine, and what you get is what you're seeing right here. It gets really, really hard to make any ground on anybody else because without a mistake being made, they all run the same speed.
It is an age-old, or at least a decades-old discussion, I think, in a lot of motorsports. Is it better to have spec categories where everybody's on the same tire and everybody has the same basic technical platform to work with? It does keep them bunched up.
Yeah, and the original thought to that was that it would be cheaper to race like that parts would be more available, the chassis would be cheaper. Well, it went the wrong way. It's actually much more expensive to run one of these spec cars because you always got to be looking to polish the edges, to find some little minute thing that'll make your spec better than the one in front of you.
The cost of entry may be a little less, but the development of the car and running the car long term is what gets more costly.
And it's not like they're mass producing these chassis. They don't, they're probably making a handful a year at the very, very most. So it's not really a cost saving deal. In fact, every time I've been in a spec class, it's been wickedly expensive because you end up wrecking a lot.
Yeah, and then you get into the whole issue of who controls the parts and pieces for repair and how much they cost. And
exactly.
It is an ages-old, decades-old discussion in many forms of motorsport, but it is a way, to the naked eye to make it seem like it's extremely competitive.
Yeah, and it is. Like I say, you have to really dig deep to come up with any kind of an advantage over anybody else because it's so closely regulated on all the rules.
Top 5 up onto the front straightaway. Yelkin has led all the way so far. In the 75, he's your leader. Second spot belongs to Keith Grant. Grant now trying to work with the draft and make a move as they head into 1.
He's working for sure. Grant's been back there trying options, different ways to try to get a toe or to come up with a little bit better corner exit than Sadat has, but so far nothing other than he's closed that gap up. And you can't forget now, you got Michael Mallon, and it's closed up too out of nowhere. He's up there in the 3rd place.
Those are your top 3 qualifiers, and they run 1, 2, 3. 2 leaders took off originally. Mallon able to reel them back in. All right, talk to me a little bit about mirror driving, blocking. What are we seeing here?
Well, you know, you're watching the draft happen right here. You know, always the lead car is going to go to the inside going down to 5. He's going to try to make Keith Grant go around the outside, which is a doable deal, but most of the time it doesn't work. But, you know, he's defending his position. He's not really blocking yet. Like, if he's not making
on
moves.
the front straightaway last time going into one, that wasn't a block?
That moving around in the straightaway business. You know, you can't move as a reactionary measure. Like, if you're looking in the mirror and you see the guy go to the inside and then you go to the inside to block him, that's a block. If you go to the inside automatically before the guy even has a chance to go there, that's just protecting.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's just protecting your turf. But, you know, there is a very fine line.
Yeah.
Very fine line.
What's blocking to you may be aggressive driving to me, right?
Well, and it can be, and usually if you get that block put on you two or 3 times, you use the little chrome horn, you know, to let the guy know. These cars,
sure,
you can't touch anybody because the front end, you know, that wing on the front there that Biz was showing us, John Bizignano showed us all the aerodynamics. That wing is probably somewhere around $12,000-$15,000.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't want to bend those for no reason.
You don't want to just be knocking them off.
Jason Byers in 4th there in the 28. Right behind him is Ringel in the 7. They've got a good little fight going as well. Look, for a moment as though we might have 5 cars nose to tail.
Yeah, and you could too, because with Keith Grant applying the pressure, they might be slowing each other up just enough that the second group, if they run clean, can catch him.
Trouble for the 0 car.
Wow.
That is the car, Jajic Mucha.
There's actually a car
there's
in
a
front
second
of that
car there. Mucha and the 0, the PhoenixRappers.com entry.
Now,
looks like his time is done. That's a Swift 016 for the lead meantime as they haul down to turn 1 here.
I don't know if those 2 cars got together or not. We never really did see it, but there was definitely nose to nose, which that's not supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
This is getting good for the top 3.
Mallon 3rd spot, trying to swing to the to the inside.
You know, Mallinen's in a good position being in 3rd right there, because he's been watching Keith Grant apply that pressure to that Yelkin. And he can, every time they do that, they do one of those moves on the racetrack, it slows them up. And he might be the recipient of an open hole to get through.
Now, this is where Grant has tried to work the outside, headed down into turn 8 here more than once.
Oh, and I wonder, that stack up right there, they almost made a mistake.
If Grant were to go to swing outside and try to go underneath as they exit the corner, that might be his best move.
Yeah, he knows that he's getting mirror driven right now. I know Yelkin knows he's right there behind him. So.
Yeah. And this has allowed the 4th and 5th place cars of Byers and Ringel to join the fun as we head down the short straightaway.
And now the complexity is much greater. When you had 3 cars, that's okay, it's tolerable. 5 cars, you don't know what's going to happen next. You got to really be defensive looking in the back, but you have to be aggressive to get by. You know, right now Keith Grant would love to be able to get around Yelkin, and so he would be under pressure instead of in 2nd.
Ringel in the 7 car, 5th position, the white machine there. That's one of the Swift 016 Mazda-powered machines, the last generation new chassis.
Slow car
of the
there,
Atlantic
everybody going around on the straightaway. I don't know who that is. Somebody crawling along right there.
Off the pace badly.
Off pace for sure. I don't know which car it is.
We'll try to get a look at the number as he comes by us here.
In fact, we've had several mechanical issues. That's a 10 bet going
again. Dwight Ryder back in 19th position, a lap down, 2 laps down to the leaders, and he's got a problem.
He's had issues. He was off course before. He was one of the cars that was sitting on the side, and they got him going again. Probably taking it back to the pits. Doing a good job of staying out of the way.
There is the 8 of Jean-Luc Liverato, your 6th place car now. Liverato has given up 5th to Ethan Rangel.
He was all the way to 3rd for a while, and then he's dropped back now. And
race leader, meantime, Yelkin started to pull away.
Yeah, and I think that could be pressure from behind. What's going on with Keith Grant is he's got Michael Mallon working him over from behind, and then you've got the next 2 guys in line that have caught that pack.
2nd spot belonging to Keith Grant. 3rd is the 71 of Mallon. Your race leader continues to be Sadat Yelkin.
A little puff of smoke right there I saw to Keith Grant. Might have been when he shifted, I'm not sure. But I did see a puff of smoke, and he looks to be slowing.
Yeah, telltale sign perhaps of a dropped cylinder, perhaps worse damage there. We'll see what happens. That's a 4-cylinder powered car, a Toyota powered entry, as Mallon trying to get by an 8.
Yeah, you can hurt these engines. I mean, they're running them at 10,000 RPM, and you miss a gear just a little bit, or you over rev on a downshift and get it, 400 or 500 RPM over 10.5, it's going to bend the valve. Yeah. They're pretty finicky. You're asking a lot out of a small engine.
Yelkin in the 75. The Everclear machine continues to lead, headed to the carousel. Grant able to hang on, but look at the gap that's starting to develop. Yelkin starting to drive off into the, not the mist any longer. I can't say the sunset either because it's not daylight. It's not bright sunny conditions here.
Keith Grant definitely holding these guys back behind him. I think that car's wounded to some degree just a little bit. He's having some sort of problem. Can't tell what it is, but he's lost touch with Yelkin, and these guys are all over him. And if they ever start going by him, I think they'll all freight train.
Top 5 developing quite a gap. Last time by, 3.5 seconds back to 6th place Liverado. Another second, almost 2 seconds back to the 7th place car of Tyler Hunter as the leader Yelkin starts to gap the field here as we work lap number 7 of 14. Second spot, there's Grant in the 40 car as they come off the final corner, head up the straightaway.
In some cases, the racing is better when you take some of this technology away.
Yeah.
These cars have got too much grip, got paddle shifters, they've got, there's so many things that the driver doesn't have to do that you used to have to do it to be a good driver. And in my way of looking at things, it makes for more boring racing.
Jean-Luc Liverado continuing to run in 6th position, posting some good lap times.
Yeah, he's running one of the fastest lap speeds out there, yet he's way back from where he was. He's back in 6th place. He was up to 3rd. There's a big chunk of rubber that just came off his car, bouncing down the track. So that means tires are getting some pickup on them.
Yeah.
Well, we've run, this is the 4th or 5th race today, so there should be rubber out there.
Oh, definitely. No question about that.
It's rained all weekend. This is the first dry running we've seen. And
these cars will put a lot of rubber down on the racetrack.
Those are soft tires. They only have to make a half hour, 40-minute race. So you can go with almost like a qualifying tire, a real soft, gummy tire, and they will definitely lay down some rubber.
Jean-Luc Liverado there, car number 8. Continuing to work in 6th position. 4 seconds behind the battle for 4th and 5th last time by.
The great thing about this race and why people race so hard, too, is that not only is it the national championship, but you don't have to bring the car home.
Yeah.
It's next year before you have to worry about anything. Gives you plenty of time to fix things.
Good fight here. Rolling around in the carousel.
Here, these guys almost flat through the carousel. They're flat through the kink here. There's not very many cars that can do that. Stuff with high downforce, high grip. These cars certainly right there, along with the C&D Sports Racer. Those guys all do it flat.
The 28 of Jason Byers continuing to run 4th. Ringel in the 7 is 5th. Liberato in the 8 back there in 6th. There's the 71 of Malinin, your 3rd place car. Still trying to work his way by Keith Grant. Now, we thought Grant was off the pace, but
I was about to say, it looks like
he's picked it back up.
Yeah, he's picked it back up. Whatever he was having difficulty with before, it's either he's worked his way around it, which you can do in some cases. They've got full adjustment on the chassis inside these cars, so he can adjust his
sway bars, all sorts of things.
Yeah, front sway bar, rear sway bar. He can manipulate the handling from inside the car. So maybe he's fixed whatever problem he was having.
Now, you mentioned paddle shifters and the cars that kind of do some things for the driver that when you were racing Atlantics, you didn't.
Yeah, we still had H pattern.
Yeah. Is it a case, though, of this being more of a driver's car today? I mean, it may not. The racing may not be wheel to wheel all the time, but this is a car that a driver really enjoys driving.
This is a better car for a beginner, believe it or not. It's easier to drive this car with less talent from the standpoint that you don't have to worry about learning how to shift a straight cut gearbox car, how to downshift, double clutch downshift. You don't have to worry about all of the things that these guys never lift off the throttle. They just stay full throttle and then just push a button to shift. When you had to go 6/5, 4 3rd with a stick shift with your hand, you could make mistakes. You could go 6 to 4th or by mistake, or 6 to 3rd and blow the engine up.
Sure.
But these won't let you do that.
Battling here down into the corner, turn 8. The 82 trying to hold off one of his fellow competitors there. That's Matt Miller and John Burke going at it for 8th and 9th. All right, to 8 laps are on the board, working lap number 9 of 13, the Formula Atlantic Championship Formula A this afternoon here in the 50th SCCA Runoffs. We'll come right back at Road America.
The 2013 SCCA Runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. SkyActiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Back live at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Coverage of the 50th SCCA Runoffs alongside Dorsey Schrader, Iberick Benjamin. And a move for second spot. Michael Malinen has gotten around Keith Grant last time by. Grant retaking the second spot just a moment ago. All of this happening behind race leader Sadat Yelkin, who has been out front since the start in car number 75. But this is the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Yelkin had almost a 5-second lead last time by, so he's in a category by himself right now. But Keith Grant had given up second there a moment ago. Yeah. Came right back at Michael Malinen to retake the spot.
We actually thought he'd caught up and passed for the lead, but Yelkin's all the way into the kink already. So he's checked out. He's out down in the next zip code. Can't even see him.
He is headed to Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah, he is. At a high rate of speed.
Yeah.
Look how much gap. Here. I mean, there you go. That's a long path at the back straightaway.
Yep.
Yelkin already down in Canada Corner by now. There he goes.
Sadat Yelkin, your race leader in the Everclear entry. Pole qualifier in a Swift 14 Toyota. Best lap of 201.8. And he has just set sail in this category in Formula Atlantic.
You're not kidding.
Take another look here. This was the battle for second and third. Grant able to come around Malinen's car and take the spot back.
Yeah, Malinen had the lead, but that was the perfect draft right there. You saw Keith stayed up underneath the back of the car till all the way almost to the brake zone, then popped out, so you can't really defend against it. He got maximum tow down the straightaway, too, off the car in front of him. I don't know how Yelkin all of a sudden got the legs that he's got, but I mean, he has just clocked these guys. He's 6.5 seconds in front of second place.
He's continued to run on the 203 pace. I mean, his best lap of the day out of trouble. It's like the 36 car. That's Bruce Hamilton. He was running 11th.
Looks like it's stalled, too, and it's
that's
in a really bad
16.
spot.
Yeah, he's at the exit of the corner
that's
there on the outside.
That's a really nasty place to be looking the wrong way.
As we continue to watch Yelkin put a whooping on the field here at Road America. Second, third, fourth, and fifth still in play, though. Grant and Malinen have had a great fight going on. The 10 back on the racetrack.
Yelkin's running 2:03.2s to 4, so he's only 0.2 of a second off on these laps. I mean, he's really stringing them together. And you look at Keith Grant back there, he's running a high 3, so Yelkin's almost a second a lap faster than the field.
That's the reason why Grant was able to stay with Yelkin early on, but over the last 3 or 4 laps, Yelkin has just pulled away.
Jean-Luc Liverato at the back of that frame there, the white car that was third early, he's found some legs too. All of a sudden, he's caught this group. He's right at the tail. So don't count him out past champion.
There's Grant in the 40, your second place car. Malinen third in the 71. Jason Byers, Ethan Ringel in the 7. Liverato in the 8. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all in a freight train. As we work on lap number 11 of 13 here at Road America. Coming up, American Sedan will be up next.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it will be tons of fun.
Here we go. Good run going right now. Malinen, I thought, might have been able to get down to Canada and get inside. They didn't have enough. Got to wonder now about what kind of downforce these guys have put into the car. It's been really, really slippery. And like we said, we started the day out with rain. So some of these guys might have dialed some downforce in, anticipating the track to be really slippery, and some other guys might have just left it trimmed, and that'll really show in these cars. You can adjust straightaway speeds by a lot like that.
Keith Grant continuing to run in second spot. 2 laps to go, 2 to go in the Formula Atlantic Championship, part of the 50th SCCA Runoffs here at Road America. Final time for the Runoffs at Road America, at least this time around. Next season, the SCCA Nationals season will conclude at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca on the Monterey Peninsula of California. 2015 will be at Daytona International Speedway in September.
Both of those will be interesting venues. You know, my first runoffs ever that I went to was Daytona Speedway, 1969. And that was really awesome to see those cars work the speedway back then.
Sure.
It'll be an eye-opener for a lot of these drivers that have never been on a high bank before.
I was going to say, if you're, let's say, in a Spec Miata or something like that, and you find yourself in Turn 3 at Daytona, not bad.
Malinen goes too deep in Turn 5, loses a lot of position, lets Keith Grant get away. Yeah, those guys that have never been on the bank are going to just have smile ear to ear.
Yeah.
You know, in the Spec Miata race with 70 cars, yeah, I might want in that.
I think Popst already has his seat fitted for one of those guys.
You know, NASCAR calls it the big one.
Yeah.
Put 80 cars out there. I'll show you the big one.
Exactly. Could be a traffic jam. You've got rush hour there, and no question when we get there in 2 more seasons. But still a lot of racing to go here at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, the Kettle Moraine district of this beautiful state. There is Keith Grant, your second-place car, pulling away from Michael Mallinen on the last lap.
Michael made that mistake down in turn 5, and although he did a good job of gathering up and not spinning, he couldn't do anything with the speed for the corner, and he lost a lot of ground. And he's kind of in the clutches now of Jason Byers, who might be able to wrestle that 3rd place away from him. They're fighting for that last podium spot now.
The Everclear 75, Sadat Yelkin will come up the hill on the front straightaway, and he should see the 1 lap to go indication from the starter's stand. 1 to go. The gloved hand goes in the air.
These cars get around here fast, too, just over 2 minutes, so it doesn't take long for that 1 lap to go away.
That's for sure. And as we mentioned earlier in this segment of our show, this segment of our coverage, a near 2-minute lap at Road America, you are making some speed.
Oh, yeah, these are quick cars, no doubt. And here is our 3rd place battle side by side.
Mallinen and Byers for 3rd and 4th. Mallinen on the inside, able to defend and hang out to the spot here in turn 1.
That's probably not over with yet with a lap to go.
It would not seem so. Back in 5th, Ethan Ringel in the 7, one of the Swift 16 Mazda-powered cars.
Yelkins are at 2:03:20 again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like nailed to that time. It's been like 3 laps in a row.
Now that the fuel load's down a little bit, he can really make some heat.
Yeah, he's got it hooked up, no question about it. Nobody behind him can touch him if he doesn't make that mistake on the last lap, and I'm not jinxing him.
Not trying to, anyway.
Not trying to.
There you go. 3rd spot up for grabs.
Yeah, that's
Michael
your
Mallinen
race
and
right
Jason
there.
Byers. Yeah, that's the best battle we've got right now toward the front of the field anyway. As we watch that dogfight going on here at Road America.
I wish they'd resurrect these old Atlanta flat bottom cars that be neat as a different class, because there are a lot of them around. They're running vintage now.
Yeah.
They are really neat to watch, though, because they do slip and slide. These guys never slip and slide. You know, not like
a lot of grip.
You know, they got so much grip, so much downforce. But you get those old flat bottoms, those things will be driven sideways, you know. Villeneuve and Rosberg and those guys. I mean, those were neat to watch.
No question about it. The Atlantic Championship, the professional category for years, catapulting drivers into superstardom in Indy cars, in many cases Formula One, a long time ago now, but that's what it was. I hate to say back in the day, but that's exactly how you describe it.
Absolutely.
The 71 of Mallinen there is your 3rd place car, ahead of Jason Byers, Ethan Ringel, rest of the top 5. We saw Yelkin go by there just a moment ago.
He'll be headed for the victory now.
Yelkin in the 75. Pole qualifier has led all the way so far as we're on the final lap, and here he comes. Sadat Yelkin under the double checkered flags. Yelkin is your latest national champion in the 2013 SCCA Runoffs. Looks like the 2nd place entry will be Keith Grant's car, the outside pole qualifier, and 3rd to Michael Mallinen, 4th to Jason Byers, 5th to Ethan Ringel.
Yelkin's margin of victory, 8 seconds.
Wow.
So, I mean, he just clocked them.
Yeah, he ran a perfect race, really.
Yeah, he did. I mean, whatever happened to the car's chassis or whatever they had set up, we see these two racing to the finish. Yelkin's car just never lost speed. Keith Grant did lose speed for sure.
Fight for position there, 6th and 7th. Matt Miller in the 82. Jean-Luc Liverato loses ground late. He ends up in 7th position. Tyler Hunter gets credit for 8th in the 22. As Sadat Yelkin has taken off the belts and is waving to the crowd here at Road America. 9th spot to John Burke in the 55, and Gaston Kirby in the 34. Takes home the checkers in 10th position.
Don't get too carried away now.
Yeah, really.
Wreck your race car.
Make sure you can hold on to the steering wheel.
Yeah, the safety stewards won't be too impressed by that no hands on the wheel deal. He'll have a talking to from that probably.
Probably so. Sadat Yelkin, your GoPro hero of this race, for just whipping the field, winning by 8 seconds and leading every lap, getting the drop on the field at the initial green flag, and carrying
he goes off at turn 8 because he was waving at everybody.
That drive to victory.
Oh, by the way, there's a corner coming up. Hello. That's
now,
a
did
happy
you ever?
moment.
You've had that experience of whipping a field and looking forward to grabbing the checkered,
the
checkered flag.
You know, you want to do a little showing off. You know, so you see the guys not doing donuts and stuff like that, but you know, there's different ways in expressing your happiness.
Yeah.
Climbing out of the car while it's still going probably is not the best.
Not a good plan. No, not a good plan. Not something destined to make your team owner happy with you.
That's neat, though. I mean, waving to the corner workers and stuff. something I always was cognizant to do too. To kind of, in a way, you're thanking them. You know, you're pointing. Just you know, without those guys out there, you couldn't get this job done.
That's right. So Sadat Yelkin wins our GoPro Hero Move of the Race award. And your second place finisher, Keith Grant, left to wonder what
And the
might
guys,
have been.
out of respect, not passing him. They're hanging there behind him, letting
Sure.
him have his victory lap. You know, sometimes you see a guy pull up alongside of you and wave to tell you you did a good job, but when you can see the driver in front of you is not holding the steering wheel,
Yeah.
probably not a good idea.
Probably not. Probably not. So Sadat Yelkin will come to victory lane. John Bizignano will be there to chat with him out of Canfield, Ohio.
He doesn't need a GoPro, though. Look, he's got two of them, one pacing out the front.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll give it to us. I don't have one either.
That is a Swift 14, the previous generation chassis with Toyota power. And well used, well provided. Certainly everything went flawlessly for Yelkin here today. Next up in just a couple of moments, American Sedan will be out on the racetrack.
Big Iron.
We will look forward to talking about 36 cars. Camaros, Mustangs, a couple of Pontiac Firebirds, a Cadillac CTS-V.
And a good rivalry at the front of that.
Yeah.
With Tom Sloan and Andy McDermott that are have gone at each other for so many years.
So here comes Sadat Yelkin from pole, leads all the way, and he will pick up the gold medal in Formula Atlantic today here in the 50th SCCA Runoffs. Downstairs to John Bizignano.
Hey, look at Sadat. How happy can you be? Congratulations, young man. Kisses, hugs, more kisses. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to show you one thing. Look at how sticky these Hoosier tires are. Look at these Hoosier tires, mate. Look at the stickiness on these. I'm trying to point out the stickiness of your Hoosier tire. That's incredible.
I think he's worried about making weight, I think.
Making weight. Well, obviously he's picked up about 2 pounds of rubber on each tire. Off with the helmet. This is win number 6 so far today for Hoosier Tires. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You just don't look happy enough, Sadat. Come on, buddy. All right, let's have a real hug and a big celebration here now. All right, you guys, congratulations. All right, way to go. Okay, that's long enough. Anyway, you almost made it look easy, but your mirrors were full of car the whole time. What a great run.
Yeah, we chose to go with a low downforce setup for the race because we knew that was the raciest way to go. All I knew is I had to break the draft from second place so I could just get away in the beginning because, you know, running low downforce is really tough to dice, but Arnie Loring built me pretty much, I mean, he built hands down the best motor that anyone could ever have. Hoosier Tires stuck the entire time. Toyota, I want to thank my crew. This is my dad. He's been racing here for like 40 runoffs, and this is his first.
Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You must be very proud. What a beautiful drive your son made.
He learned very quick. That's all I can say.
Is it harder to be in the car or to watch him go around in the car?
It's watch him around in the car is much harder.
Well, God bless you, Dad. Hey, congratulations on a great, great drive. Sometimes it's harder to lead than it is to follow, but today you proved you could do it. All right, our number 2 man. I'll tell you, Keith, what a great run. Congratulations on your silver medal, but you know, it's one of those situations where you just can't make up any time on this guy. What was going on?
He had some horsepower today. I couldn't do anything with him down the straights. So it was a good drive. He drove a good race the whole time, didn't make any mistakes, and I did the same, but I just couldn't get by him on the straights. He had a lot of horsepower in it.
Well, let me ask you, not only about horsepower, but you see, his setup is, he said it was extremely flat. Everything, the wings are very, very flat, all set up for high speed. Now, do you have a little bit more wing in this?
No, we've got about the same.
You got about the same, so it was the horsepower then.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations on a great silver medal. White over here should be our 3rd place winner, someone who made it up to 2nd just for a moment or two. Michael, congratulations. Let's get that medal on the bronze medal for Michael. Big hug. Congratulations, Michael. Let me tell you, you showed them into 2nd place, and then just as fast as you were in there, you're out again. These guys were really going fast down the straightaways, but it looked like you were catching them through some of the more difficult parts of the track.
Yeah, you know, we had a great car. I think the car was fast. I knew I was right with them, and I had a start that I got the back end of a start there, but yeah, we had a fast car and it was a really good race.
Congratulations on that. So not only horsepower, it's very important, but the way they set up these cars, especially here at Elkhart Lake, over 4 miles around, and a lot of it is straightaway. So if you can get that car to have just a half a mile advantage going around a 4-mile track down these long straightaways, you're going to end up first on the podium. What do you think of that, Dorsey?
Right on there, buddy. No doubt about it. We talked about it during the race, and dialing that straightaway speed up here at Elkhart. We got 3 long straightaways. Pays those dividends.
Sure. You heard Yelkin say low down force, low drag.
Yep.
Is the way to go at a place like this. It doesn't allow you much of an opportunity, he said, to dice. You know, you don't want to be near anybody else, maybe, if you're set up
you
that
know,
way.
when you take the downforce away, you take your ability to corner and brake away. Brakes more than cornering, actually. The brakes are, you're really a lame duck in the brake zones if you trim the car out like that. But he didn't have to worry about it. He knew a game plan was to get a good lead, get in front of that, so he didn't have to worry about that brake zone, and he executed.
Take a look at your final results, your top 10. Yelkin, your winner. Grant and Mallinen, second and third. We just heard from all 3 drivers on the podium. Jason Byers and Ethan Ringel, the rest of the top 5. Then Matt Miller, Liverato, Tyler Hunter, John Burke, and Gaston Kirby, the rest of the top 10. And you can see there Yelkin winning by 8.3, almost 8.4 seconds. That is a thorough whipping that he laid on the field here.
Absolutely true. He did indeed. And once the pressure was off and he was in front like that, that second place battle was ongoing. And it just allowed him to drive clean laps, hit his marks, and not make mistakes, takes pressure off.
Absolutely the case. So an interesting run for Formula Atlantic. We'll take a look back at some of the key moments of this race. Off the start, Yelkin and Grant lined up on the front row. Several drivers. Attrition was definitely a factor. The 0 of Buka. Dwight Ryder in the 10. You saw Kowalik there in the 17 having problems. This was the battle for second spot. Keith Grant ultimately prevailing, but nobody had anything for Sadat Yelkin, your winner of Formula Atlantic. I'm Rick Benjamin for Dorsey Schrader. We'll be back.
The 2013 SCCA Runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?